Okay. Now let's talk about Christie Sides, Caitlyn Clark, Indiana Fever. But before we get started, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Gertie Mac Show, taking y'all time to subscribe to the channel, liking and sharing all my videos. I really appreciate all that. Now let's go. So the Indiana Fever played the Las Vegas Aces at home for 2 games, back to back, and they lost both of those games. Now, the first game, they really played soft like buttermilk biscuits. Now, the second game, they played hard like a Jolly Rancher. They was out there really playing. It was a good game. The first game, they lost by 11 points, but this game, they only lost by 4 points, 78 to 74. It was a much better game than the first one, and that's what people wanted to see, some improvement. But it still was some bad decisions, and it still was some questionable calls from like coaching standpoint when it comes to the Indiana Fever. You know, people feel like Christie Sides does not make the best decision when it comes to the team. But Caitlyn Clark got another technical foul. She is one away from being suspended, and we're talking about going into the WNBA playoffs, and they still have about 3 more games left. And if she get another one, she is going to be suspended, and that is a big deal. Now, this right here is the play where she got the technical foul. It was in the first quarter. She got upset after she had made a foul, and then she went and did the same thing. She already acknowledged, is in the rule book that you cannot do this. Go up there and hit the backboard under the goal or whatever. You cannot do that. But she continuously gets frustrated, and she does that over and over again. Now, she received her 6th technical foul, and Christie Sides, every time this happens, she is always asked if she's going to talk to Caitlyn Clark about this. But this time, she you can tell she's a little upset about it. It's happening over and over again. And this time, she kind of went off about it, like, look here, let me deal with the official. You go play basketball, because all this right here is doing nothing but taking up time away from the team when they got to deal with technical fouls with this kind of stuff. And she also said something else that kind of was shocking to me, and we'll get into that. Let's check this out.
Go Chloe, then we'll go Christine.
Yeah, Caitlyn mentioned, she knows hitting the stanchion is, a tech, but it's still tough that she got it in the first quarter. Just what kind of conversation did you have with her about that when she was on the bench?
I'm sorry, the first part of that question was what kind of...
Oh, hitting the stanchion, she knows it's like a tech, but, it's still tough.
Yeah, we've just got to make sure that we don't let outside things that we have no control over, like, affect us, especially early in the game. I think she got fouled and missed those 2 free throws, and then, got frustrated with the officiating at times, but like that's where we've got to be better, and we've got to, handle those things. It's not going to be perfect. Those guys aren't going to be perfect. We're not perfect, but I think we lost some time with, with that frustration. So that's just something we're talking about. We're growing, and then after that, she came out in the second half and was, she let it go, and she was a different player, and that's, just can't have that first quarter lapse like that.
Go Christine, then Alexa.
Christy, following up on that. At halftime, is there any conversation with her? Do you see a change? Because you're right. I mean, she comes out and is, just as you said, her old self, incredible. Almost, I guess she didn't quite have a double-double, as it turns out. But
I think she did, didn't she?
Well, apparently they took away an assist, according to our expert over here.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it was a double-double or close, and played great, right? Well, can you kind of walk us through that? I mean, is there any conversation at halftime, or does she kind of self-reset, or is there a little combination of both? Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's both for sure. I think we talked about, just that first quarter, and we can't let that affect us so much. The officials, let me handle the officials. And then I know she had a conversation, Jessie Miller is her coach that she spends a lot of time with watching video. I know they had a conversation, and then I talked to her right before we started. I mean, she just needed a reset. I mean, she's just passionate. She's competitive. She's just got to be able to move on to that next play.
Go Matt, then Alexa.
Yeah, Caitlyn, last time you hit the base of the basket,
that's crazy.
The ref told you it was disrespectful. Was just wondering if you got another explanation tonight.
Well, I mean, they're never going to overturn that. It's just one of the rules, I guess, of the game. So it's in the rule book. It is what it is. That's why, I tried to get my last one taken away. They just didn't take it away. And it stinks because I feel like at half of my technicals this year, I got 1 for the inadvertent contact to the face in the Minnesota game, and then 2 for hitting the stanchion of the basket. So it's like 1 was a complete accident, and then the other 2 were just a little frustration with myself. So I think I could have done a better job keeping my emotions in check, but at the same time, like, really? So I don't know. But it is a rule, so they have to call it, and I get it. It's tough.
Now, you heard Christie Sides talk about the technical foul and everything that I already said about let her deal with the officials. But the other thing that she said that was kind of shocking to me was her talking about that Caitlyn Clark, really be talking to her coach. I want to say she said Jesse Miller, and that they always spend a lot of time together and watch videos together. Christie Sides, you are the head coach, and I understand you referring to that Jesse Miller as Caitlyn Clark coach, but you are her coach. And if they're watching videos together, then I just want to know where you are, because you should be in the room watching videos with them. That's how you bond with your star player. It appears from what Christie Sides just said is that Caitlyn Clark spending more time with her own personal coach than she is with her own head coach of the Indiana Fever. That's crazy. Let's keep going. Let's watch more of this post-game interview.
Alexa, go ahead.
Christy, you've mentioned kind of a few different things that would apply here, but what is your message, I guess, to the team after a game like this or after the last 2 about kind of the gap between, the teams like Vegas that obviously they're gold standard, won 2 championships, and you guys, where you guys are right there, but what it kind of takes to get over the hump and beat a team as good as them?
Yeah, that was my first. When I walked in the locker room, they have to know that we're there. Like we've worked our asses off to get to where we are. Just being consistent with their effort daily since we got here. It just has been getting better ever since on both ends of the floor. And when we played Vegas early, we weren't there. And they got us. But right now, like, they've got to really believe that we are there with those guys. And I think they do. And now we just have to find ways to not have those lulls that we're having. The first quarter, start of the third quarter, we just can't have those. If you're going to, that was playoff basketball out there tonight. And you've got to make sure that, you are not giving them any opportunity to take any advantage of times where, you're frustrated or, it's just not going our way and we take several possessions off. You just can't do that with these great teams. Honestly, we missed 9 free throws at home. Like, we battled. I just keep telling them, like, we're right there, and they have to believe it. But we just got to make sure we take care of business with things that you have to do. I think they only had 1 offensive rebound all night. We did some of the things that that hurt us the other night, but you got to get to that free throw line and make those free throws.
Is there anything specific you'd like to see or iron out in these last 2 games to feel fully ready for the postseason?
Yeah, I feel like we come out of the half and I don't know what we need to do to get off to a better start. That's the second time I've had to call a timeout. I think they went on a 5-0 run and I just took it real quick, and then I think we held them to 12 points after that. Those are just things that, like, that's what good teams do. Like, you don't have a lull to come out of the half. Like, it's the first 3 minutes. You have to play it like it's the last 3 minutes of the game to start that momentum.
Go Jacob and Chloe.
You kind of alluded to this with the missed free throws, but Kelsey and Caitlyn both kind of had a sense of letting this one get away or kind of shooting yourselves in the foot. Is that a sense that you have after tonight?
Yeah, Vegas is one of the best teams in this league, and we held them to 78 points. And, our defense keeps getting better, but we've got to just make sure. We did have a couple defensive breakdowns late where we didn't get out to, I know, Kelsey Plum late in the corner. We just have to do a little bit, better job communicating. But, like, we got to make sure that we're taking the best shot for our team. We had some great high-low looks during the game, especially when they had Clark at the 4. We just got to make sure we always talk about getting that advantage. That advantage is mismatches at times. We have to make sure we take advantage of those.
So as you can see right here, this is Caitlyn Clark teammates after she received a technical foul. Aaliyah Boston came over there trying to, calm her down. Lexa Hull is in the picture, and Alyssa Smith was right there. Everybody trying to calm her down. Well, they need to, because one more, and she is going to be suspended, and y'all are going to be without, y'all main player who really runs that offense. Now, Christie Sides talked about some other things that they need to make some adjustment on, but people feel like this is like a broken record. Loss after loss, Christie Sides continue to say the same thing about what they need to make adjustments on, and people feel like, well, why have these things have not made these adjustments yet? Now, when it comes to the free throws, y'all had the same problem with the Las Vegas Aces in the first game. And this is a problem in the second game. Indiana Fever really lost this game really on their own. Now, the first game, the Las Vegas Aces really just flat out beat them. Hands down, you got to give Adrian Wilson their credit, Jackie Young, all of them. But this second game was a winnable game, and Indiana Fever really just lost this game. If they would have hit their free throws, this would be a different outcome. But y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop another video. And also follow my social media, @GradyMac15. Holla.